Welcome to Corn Coast Conversations. I am your host, the illest in Nebraska, HAKIM. I'm here to bring you all content from all angles of life as a father, recording artist, entrepreneur, and business owner. I'm here to spark conversations on various topics from politics, conspiracies, music, culture, and current events. So join me on this journey through the lens of my human experience from right here in the Corn Coast. I'm excited to have you all along for the marathon. Welcome back to Corn Coast Conversations. Today we have another special episode. Today's episode, for episode number 4, I have a special guest who goes by the name of ANWAR RAMSAY. ANWAR is a phenomenally talented and gifted audio engineer. In fact, he just engineered my most recent album that I just dropped on the 23rd, Primavera. Before anything, ANWAR is a stand-up gentleman. He is a pure soul, just a great guy to know, a great guy that I am honored that I have in my life and within my cipher. So today's episode is a great face-to-face. ANWAR breaks down the life of being an engineer, and he talks about his trials and tribulations and kind of where he's from. We also have a short segment when we're sitting and talking about my album I just released, Primavera. Today is a great episode. I hope you all find something fruitful for you. And so without further ado, episode number 4. Let's get to it. All right, man. Here we are. We back. Corn Coast Conversations.
Type shit.
We got ANWAR in the studio today. Go ahead and give him a proper introduction. Let him know who you are. How you feeling today, man?
My name's ANWAR. I go by AQ for you on mixing, mastering, producing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I got an Instagram. It's aqforyou.wave. Not really active on it, but one day we'll get there. Today I'm feeling good. I had to go get a shot in my butt today. So that was kind of painful. Outside of that, good. We're feeling good. We're here.
Yes, sir.
Ate some food.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Make a little coffee.
Another day above earth, man.
Yup. Truly.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah.
Cool. All right, bro. Let's hop right into it. The first question I got for you today and for our viewers is, where did you grow up? How did your environment shape your interest in music?
I was born here in Lincoln, Nebraska. That was back in '99. My half birthday was a couple of days.
That makes you how old? 99.
I'm 20. I'm 25.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, but
yeah, 25 turn 26.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. 25 turn 26.
Yeah.
So born and raised here. And my environment, both of my parents are tone deaf, not musically inclined at all, but they raised 4 instrumentalists. One who does it for a living, truly, that's like what they do to make money and live and all that stuff. They've done so much cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
I am Azinma on Instagram. That's her got a whole lot of followers. Play with Beyonce, Kendrick, all that stuff.
Man.
And then me, I do engineering, audio engineering, and just production and stuff. And that's been never something that I thought I'd ever be able to take seriously. But things are happening, things are moving, and it's weird watching that become more of a real thing. Each time we link, each time I'm cooking by myself, each time I hang out with someone else who makes music or whatever, it just pushes me that much more towards it. But growing up, we learned how to play instruments from a young age. Right. I started playing violin when I was 4, 3, some shit.
Yeah.
All of us started playing violin when we were super young. I played up until I was 18, and then stopped because I hated practicing.
Violin. Is that the only instrument you played up until 18?
No. I played violin. I played piano. I played. I still play bass. I'm learning guitar right now.
Yeah.
So I can still play all of them. Violin's probably a little rusty. Piano's probably my worst instrument, honestly.
You still can get down with the violin?
I can get down with the violin. I think piano's probably the hardest one for me right now. We grew up. Where it was all of our musical talent was just. I'm sure a lot of it was just latent within us. I'm sure all of us we were born with a certain degree of musical talent. but like none of it came from our parents.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
Gotcha,
They never explored that. I mean, they
right.
couldn't because they grew up in a third world country. So I mean, like they didn't really have much opportunity to explore.
When you
that
say
kind of
third world
stuff.
country, where's that?
Guyana. I guess it's developing. Developing is a more accurate term. Is a developing nation.
Gotcha.
Guyana. And that's right at the top of South America, right above Brazil.
When's the last time have you ever been there? Visited?
I've been there when I was 16.
16?
Once. Yeah, I never been back, but it's cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah. What was like what was the standout like core memory that you had back in there?
There was this dude who was basically wearing a loincloth, just nothing else but a loincloth, doing like acrobatics on the beach. And then we were like watching him, and he was like trying to encourage us to take a picture. And we took a picture of him, yeah. And then he was like, "Now pay me."
Oh yeah, that's how they be doing that shit, man. That's how they be doing that shit, bro. Man,
Yeah.
shit's wild.
But I mean, you could get like fresh fruit in the street while you're driving. That's just crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just beautiful.
I'm all about the fruit, man.
I remember we were driving in a van, and there's this thing called soursop. It's there was some kid who was selling it in the street, and I mean, I bought a bag and I was just eating them in the van. I was just like, it's so good.
We don't have access to all that.
Yeah, soursop, star fruit, jackfruit, all that shit. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Real South American, Caribbean. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
okay, so can you share any early memories of music that specifically inspired you? Like any key core music, whether it was a concert, an album, anything of that nature that just stood out, was like, yo, I really like music, or I want to start making music because of this, or...
You know, it's actually really funny. I feel like a lot of my earliest memories with playing instruments were associated with a lot of like pain and like not so much, because I mean, I didn't have the most supportive environment when I was a kid.
Right.
And so the discipline to practice regularly was not something that I chose. Yeah. When you're a kid, you want to have fun. You want to do what you want.
Definitely.
And sometimes words aren't enough to to course correct. And so that made music and just playing the instruments just not all that enjoyable. And so I think my first real appreciation or just like love for music came probably when I was in like middle school. And I think I listened to like Skrillex for the first time. It was big when the big like dubstep wave came in.
Okay.
I would write papers on that shit for English class and just like listen to just all kinds of music, like mixes on like UKF dubstep back in like 2012, 2011, 2010, around then. Yeah, a lot of UKF dubstep. I would be listening to like Flux Pavilion, Rusko, Skrillex, Adventure Club, and those are just big dubstep artists for me when I was a kid. And so that drew me towards like electronic music production, and I think that's probably where I feel the most at home, which I mean does not really have much to do with the violin, which unfortunately is the thing that I had been playing for so long.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I think that was really where I first found that, and like the indie rock,
right?
Yeah, like some of the faster, trashier, aggressive stuff. Because I mean, I always wanted to learn how to play the guitar, like the drums or something, but I never could. But like, I would listen to that, and I would just imagine myself. I try to play along on the violin.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think actually that's kind of what started. That's kind of what made me realize that I had like, I guess musical talent was just like my ability to just listen to a thing and just play it.
Got you.
You know.
Got you.
I mean, there's some shit I can't just fucking do that for everything. You know what I mean? But it's like picking up melodies and stuff like that is I don't know. It's always felt very natural to me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Would you say so? Being in those genres and being in school, did you ever get criticized, bullied, or as far as just having that music? Because I know as far as on my side, like it was just rap. Like it's all it was. It was just rap. All my friends listen to rap. And I wouldn't even say because I guess none of us really listen to nothing else really outside of that. Later, I mean, I was listening to Tribe Called Quest, which is I guess more hip hop, but like I wasn't bouncing around in different genres like that. So was it something that your whole friends group was already into, or was you that odd one out of your friends group? What was that like?
Well, I mean, a lot of my friends when I was a kid, were white for the most part.
Got
And
you.
so, I mean, I don't really feel like I was sick out too much.
Yeah.
When I would go to New York to go visit my cousins,
Yeah.
then yeah, no.
Okay, got
And I
you.
mean, there would still even there'd be some kids in class, like in the classes I would take who would like make fun of me for the, but like it wasn't just the music. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know how to take care of myself. My dad didn't teach me
Yeah,
any of that
yeah,
shit.
for
Like
sure, for
I had
sure.
nappy ass hair,
Right.
dry ass skin,
Right.
I had the Super Smash Brothers haircut,
Yeah.
like the kind of like overgrown kind of shit. Like this
Yeah.
kid looks like
Yeah.
they play Smash. Yeah, and then I listened to just like EDM and just like
Yeah.
indie rock stuff. So I mean, yeah, I got made fun of for
Got you.
all kinds of shit,
Yeah.
not just the music.
Yeah. Yeah. Got you. Got
Yeah,
you.
not just the music.
All right,
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so I think we touched on it a little bit. So did you have any formal education on like audio engineering or really any of the music? Like did you further advance? Obviously you learned how to play violin, but did you actually take music courses in high school? So like I was in band, so I played the snare drum. Regret that. I wish I would have played something more like intricate.
Yeah.
But did you whether it was online courses outside of being self-taught via YouTube. Like some people do the Full Sail universities and stuff like that, but college or anything.
The only formal training I ever had for anything was for violin and for piano.
Got you.
And then bass was self-taught, guitar self-taught, production self-taught,
Yeah.
engineering self-taught. And I'm not the kind of person who is very confident without experience to back it, without testimonials either from myself or otherwise explaining the things that I've done. Like if like I'm not confident unless I can teach what it is that I'm doing.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got
and
you.
I've always been like that.
Got
Like
you.
if I can't teach you how to do what it is that I'm doing and you can't understand it,
Yeah.
I don't really think I fully understand it.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Because like it's one thing because I feel a lot of stuff,
Right.
and I feel like my instincts will guide me to where it is I need to go or where it is that I need to be. And I can trust those, but I can't explain that to everyone.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like explaining like the science behind religion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
Got you.
I guess to turn a phrase. I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Got you. So did you have any? So I know you taught a lot of yourself self-taught. Were there any like key teachers during school or mentors that you felt impacted at all in the music like field? So say did you have like a violin teacher, if you will, or like any one of those teachers that you or mentors or anybody that you looked towards that was like, yo, they definitely elevated my game and helped me out a lot with what I'm doing today in music.
I think. I mean, Flannel. He's been. I mean, not like he's like mentored me in any way, but just like,
Right.
I mean, as something to aspire to, and
Yeah.
just like, as you know, I mean, I listen to his shit. And I'm just like, damn, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then one of my best friends, Jake, Hama on SoundCloud.
Okay.
He was the first person that got me on a DAW. The first DAW I ever used was FL, and he was trying to show me the ropes when we used to live at Latitude with his crazy ex-girlfriend. Yeah, that's a whole story.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so when I was living with him, he was the first person that got me onto a DAW, and I mean, I don't think the journey probably would have started without him. So big props to him. Much love for him.
That's what's up.
And as far as instruments, no teachers for the bass, no teachers for the guitar, really. The violin, I think my old violin teacher, Miss Heather, she was probably one of the best instrument teachers I've ever had, for sure.
Shout out Miss Heather.
Yeah, she broke that shit down. She really did break that shit down.
Sure.
And just, I mean, like she runs her own business. Like, yeah, she's not through a company or anything. Like she runs everything out of her home.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and so like we would just pull up to Miss Heather's place and we would, show her what we've been practicing or show her the stuff that she told us to practice, whether we practice it or not.
Yeah.
And and she had like a sticker system for like rewards and like accountability and stuff like that. And
she was on point.
Yeah, she really really did that shit, like everything from like A to Z. Yeah, great violin teacher.
Got you. So violin was the first instrument you played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you first, did you see the violin on TV or did you hear about it?
Nope.
Or did they just put it in your hand and was like?
I think my dad just wanted me to compete with Asian students. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it was just one of those things where he did not want us to be any sort of. He didn't want us to be bottom of the pack in any capacity.
Yeah.
A, because his standards are just high, and B, because, I mean, when you're black in America, you gotta work twice as hard for half as much. Yeah, been preached that from a very young age. So, I mean, the violin was just one of those things where we could just show our excellence just a little bit more, and just stand up just a little bit more. Yeah.
So, do you remember your first stroke of the, was it like? Do you remember when it was just like, wow, like, this is dope?
No, I don't think that ever came.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that ever came with the violin.
Did that come later with producing?
Yes.
Or anything else?
Absolutely.
Okay, but
yeah. In fact, actually, I don't think I really appreciated the violin until I started producing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Full circle.
Yeah, because at that point, when I would look around at my peers and like how they would go about making stuff, when it came to us talking about music, and just like what sounds good and why, and like making chords and stuff like that, I could not articulate why I felt that this sounded good and this sounded bad. But I knew, like, it seemed very obvious to me what sounded like what would harmonically make sense and what like harmonically just sounds bad. And so it would be like it'd be a big test of patience, because like it's almost like, are you blind?
Right.
No, like they are just looking at this from a completely different lens.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so like, I don't know. Yeah, it was interesting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't think I really appreciated the violin or the piano until I started producing. Yeah.
Now, what was the most pivotal moment that was very epiphany like, that like things kind of clicked together? Like so say like you was producing, working on a song, and you was like, whoa, I'm actually really good with this. Or like, was there anything that you can remember where it kind of was like you unlocked a new little part of your brain that was just that concreted that you knew that you was about to really kind of head in this direction of pursuing music?
I think I'm still, it's so funny, like with all the stuff that I do now, I still feel hesitant to say that I'm really pursuing music. There's still a lot of anxiety around it. And I think sometimes it's really hard to bet on myself. I think it's really scary to bet on myself. I wasn't raised to believe in betting on myself and it being successful.
Most people aren't.
And so like now that I'm in this place where I really could make the decision to just like do this full time and just like, say fuck it and just dive in, I'm scared. It's scary. Like that shit is fucking scary for sure. And so like I just always need to make sure that I have like a backup plan, an outlet, something else just in case, something falls through. So for now, this is I'm just a passionate hobbyist, very passionate hobbyist. And I don't know if it's like I mean, I know it's a fear thing for sure, but like, I don't know if there's some sort of like just, I don't feel comfortable giving myself like the title or whatever, but I don't know. If it gets too real, I get scared. It's just like, fuck. Yeah.
Okay. What was your first job in music? Whether if it was paid or not, like what was your first, whether if it was a gig, what was your first, somebody paid for your first beat? What was the first like thing that was like, oh shit, like I made a fucking dollar with this music shit?
I worked with someone in Lincoln.
All right.
And I'm not gonna say their name because I don't think it really went too well. And, there's honestly a chance they might see this. But we worked, and like I would listen to them sing, and I was like, this does not sound good. Like this does not sound good. And And I just remember the dissatisfaction of the experience and being like, this is not how it's going to be anymore. Like, I was like, I got in, I was like, damn, this is ass. And I got out. And instead of quitting, I was like, but there's like, I know there's someone or something out there for me that I will go find.
Right.
I absolutely will go find it.
Right.
And normally, if I have that experience with something else, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm done. Nah, I'm not gonna fucking do this shit anymore. But like, I just knew that I was not gonna, dip out on it.
Gotcha.
So I mean, like, I think that would probably have been my first like job, I guess, was just like working with her. And it was a super low key, unpaid, you know, like nothing serious or anything like that. But like, I think that was like my first, job.
Gotcha.
And that would have been like maybe 5 years ago.
Damn. All right,
5 or 6.
Right. All right. So to wrap up this segment, can you describe or tell me a breakthrough project that just impacted, not even necessarily that influenced you on the music end, but do you have an album or two, an album or three that just is just like you just always find yourself listening to again, that just puts a little bit of pep in your step, that just inspires you? It's just like
that
great.
I've made?
No.
Oh,
In general, just like an album that just defines whether if it was a super impactful time of your life, maybe you was going through a hard spot, just an album that you kind of go to, and you just an album that you can play and you can remember where you was at, how things smelled, how you felt, your environment, everything like that.
Tame Impala live versions of their album. Oh God, I think they were in Chicago. I wasn't there for that show.
It was a live version.
It was
live
a live
audio.
live
album.
album. Yeah, live album.
That's hard.
That's crazy. That album is crazy. Apocalypse Dream, the last song in there, I think is the most important song for me on that one. That's the one I was listening to. I'm just like, fuck, this shit is just crazy.
Gotcha.
I mean, you know, everyone knows Tame Impala, but still, I love that album so much. Trying to think who else. There's an artist named Marcios. I think he's German. He does counterpoint, which I think is some sort of piano technique or piano style.
All right.
But he makes some of the craziest EDM tracks. I don't even know. It really, it's art. Like it is one of those things where I listen to it and I'm just like, this goes beyond just like making music. Like this is truly one of those moments that like for me, this is one of those things I hear it, I'm just like, this is someone bearing their soul in some way, shape, or form. And I mean, whether I'm interpreting it in like a way that makes sense or it doesn't, like it doesn't matter because it is so, I mean, it's so interesting, it's so cool, it's so beautiful, it's so visceral, it's so gorgeous that like I don't think there's any right or wrong way to interpret it. I truly think it is just something that evokes emotions out of people. That's just what it does, you know? And it's not something that you just listen to, it's something that you experience. Like that is just like, he's crazy. I don't know if I'll ever be able to see him live because he lives in Europe, but shout out him. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Stevie Wonder. Songs in the Key of Life, that album, that whole album is, that was that is one of my dad's favorite albums. I got it for him for his birthday. But that was one of the things that we used to bond over. We love Stevie Wonder. And Parliament, Funkadelic, all that kind of stuff. Top 3.
Cool. All right, so let's talk about some of the challenges you faced as an audio engineer or a producer, just really as an artist, and how do you overcome them? Any ones that you kind of regularly go through, or was there a big, impactful kind of obstacle in the way that kind of made you stop where you were at in this path and kind of were just looking down the road of doing this producer shit or audio engineering? It was like, do I really want to go down this path? Or was it always something that you deemed as like a hobby, so to say. So it was something that you never would necessarily quit because your convictions or your commitment to it wasn't on a entrepreneurial level earlier on, and it was just more so like an escape or an outlet. So yeah, what does that look like for you?
I mean, I think my biggest issue for sure with, I mean, most things in life, but especially with music, is just consistency.
Yeah.
Getting in and just doing the thing. And like showing up for like meetings on time and stuff like that, and just being organized. Like, I've always struggled with that ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I get depressed as fuck, often, so I mean, there's just some days where I don't even really want to be here. I gotta go in and just do stuff. I don't want to do anything at all. But I mean, I think one of the things, and we've talked a little bit about it, but it's just like there's really no right time for most anything in life. Shit just is what it is.
Yep.
And it's like either you don't have to do it, but if you've not done it before and you know the consequences of not doing it, and you choose to do that, don't be surprised if those consequences come back and remind you why you should be doing this thing. You know what I mean? Like, I started making music for probably like 6 months, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna make music again, which was stupid because I'm always gonna come back to music, in some way, shape, or form, whether it's learning an instrument or producing or recording or whatever. Like, I will find a way to get back in.
Most definitely.
But yeah, I took a break. I took a long ass break, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this again. Blah blah blah. And I mean, I was still getting depressed. Yeah. Like, it's not like the music was the cause of the depression, and it's not like it made it any worse either.
Right.
But I mean, I think the depression and the consistency things are like my biggest issues, I'd say, as far as just like being an engineer or like doing production.
Yeah.
I think learning to be kind to myself, and sometimes honestly just gentle with myself, like when I need it, has been probably the most like beneficial thing as far as like getting back into the swing of things. Because like the depression's inevitable, truly. Like, I have something fucked up in my brain that is the cause of this. Like, there's no magic pill, there's no surgery that's gonna fucking just fix this shit.
Just fix it.
So I mean, I'm stuck with this. But like the best thing for me is to get myself back to like normal as quickly as possible. Because like, once again, like that's just, it's gonna happen.
Right.
And so like for me, the thing that helps is like riding my bike. Like, I love riding my bike.
Got you.
That shit's crazy. Like, you can just hop on that bitch and just
go,
grind. Put it all into the pedals. Yeah. Push that shit into the ground. And feel the wind in my nappy hair. It's a beautiful thing. And then hanging out with my friends and just like having conversations with loved ones. That always helps. Yeah. And then just knowing that, like, I am not my thoughts, and like, there are so many like cool things I still have to do, and like my job here is not done. I still got shit to do.
Not at all.
So those things help keep me grounded, I guess, when I'm feeling out of it, and also help me like snap back into it when I'm feeling out of it.
Gotcha. Do you have any favorite collaboration moments or experiences with artists or musicians that stick with you?
The first time we ever cooked together, when it was you, me, and Flannel down here, and y'all gave me the reins, and I was able to put in some small things, just really small things, that I thought was gonna help make the track flow. Euphoric, crazy, probably
that was crazy.
Some of the best feelings I ever had as far as to be seen in that arena for the first time by someone that wasn't like my close friend. You know what I mean? Was insane. Like, it was a really, really cool feeling. And yeah. I mean that, and I mean some of the collabs I've done with my homie Jake with Hama. Those have been some core memories for sure. Because he showed me wave tables and like Serum and like you know, just how he made all of his crazy like
Flannel?
No, Hama.
Got you.
Yeah. Flannel doesn't. I'm trying to teach Flannel how to use wavetables and shit. Yeah, because he already
Shout out Flannel. God damn. Oh, I didn't see you guys there. This commercial is brought to you by Honest and Sweet, one of the most authentic at-home bakeries there is out there. They hyper focus on your health through clean ingredients. In fact, these treats are organic, plant-based, gluten-free, dairy-free, paleo, vegan, and most importantly, refined sugar-free, so you can treat yourself without guilt and a sugar crash. As a plant-based eater like myself, I can finally indulge in pastries and treats that will not cost me my health, and you all deserve that luxury as well. So go visit honestandsweet.com and place your order today. Oh, one last thing. If you use the discount code CCConvo10, you get 10% off. That one's on me. Big plant-based. Now let's get back to the episode.
Shout out
Flannel.
Yeah, shout out Hama. I love you, Hama.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flannel already makes crazy stuff. I'm not even gonna say that this is something that he needs.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say that it's something that he needs because
Yeah.
truly, that man, he does what he wants. But I would love for him to experiment with sound design.
Okay.
I would love to see what kind of sounds he creates.
Tell us a little bit about sound designs for the aspiring engineers and producers that want to take their knowledge to the next step.
Sound design is
sound design is not a sponsor on this episode.
No, sound design is an art. Sound design is it's what it is. It's designing sounds.
From scratch.
From scratch.
Okay.
Yeah, from samples, from whatever.
Right.
You can take, because with the way that synthesizers are made now, you can import samples and use those as like a wavetable that you can scan through and pick like certain moments that you want to use as like the basis for your sound. And there's additive, there's subtractive synthesis, there's FM synthesis, there's wavetable synthesis, and all of these are different aspects of sound design, I believe. And I think FM was one of the earliest ones. FM synthesis was one of the earliest ones that I used. I had a Korg FM. It was an FM, like a tiny FM synthesizer that had like a 6 or 8 carrier operator combinations or something. But like but you would start with this. You would start with I can't remember if it's carriers that fuck with the operators or operators that fuck with the carriers. But regardless, it's one of them, right?
Yeah.
So you start with one of them, and then you just chain the rest of them to like change this thing over time. So say you have something that's like moving at a certain amount of hertz, right? At regular intervals, you would introduce another certain amount of frequencies. So instead of this thing just like waving like this, like as it's doing this, it's also like I don't know how to describe it. Yeah.
Traveling alongside the previous wave.
Yeah. And then you can have that one also being changed over time. So you have this wave that's being a wave that's being messed up with by another wave inside of a wave. It's like waveception.
Right.
Yeah. When you take out the do-rag and the shit's spinning, it's like wave precisely. 360. Oh God, like seriously.
Yeah.
So I mean, but you can use it to make anything. Like,
Got you.
I think
that's dope. So you can have your literal imprint on it that is like nobody else's.
Yeah. There are certain sounds where it's just like, oh yeah, we know who that is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we know who that is.
Yeah.
I think probably one of the craziest sound design like songs I've ever, probably one of the craziest songs I've ever heard in my life it's called Prosuedos by Alon, Alon Moore, Mor, or Presudeos or something like that. Crazy. I've truly have never ever heard anything ever like it. Ever. It is, it's like, it almost sounds like if a monster was running on broken glass and like rocks and was made of like goo. Like it's
interesting.
It's truly interesting.
You're gonna have to send me a link to that.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to send me a link to
no,
that. I want
it's
to hear
crazy.
that shit.
Yeah, like and every time I've shown it to someone, because Hama showed it to me.
Yeah.
But any time that someone showed that to me, they're always just like, I've never. This is like it's it is
Okay. Say less. Say less. All right. I still got you till 2:30. 2:30.
We should be good till like 3:30.
Okay. Cool. All right. Bet. Let's see where we at. Any current projects you're working on right now?
Getting my mental health in order. That's my project right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I've been all over the place, and my sleep has been really, really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been taking care of myself like I should.
Yeah.
And I think that's the project I need to focus on the most right now.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of mental health, I know we had a conversation earlier when we was doing a car test.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the importance of staying on the wheel. Yeah. You wanna let people know kind of what that means for you and how important that is. You touched on it a little bit, but you didn't use the exact term "stay on the wheel." But
yeah, it's so funny because like I fell off the wheel and I've been getting back on the wheel. And one of the things like historically, since I've been like, I feel like every like dude goes through this.
Yeah.
But like it'll be some night, old, young, whatever. It'll be some night, up, can't sleep. Think about all this shit, all this shit I gotta do. You're like, fuck, man, I'm losing control.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're stressed out, sweating, whatever. And then you just gotta bust out like 20 push-ups.
Yep.
Every dude at some point has had that night where it's just like 20 push-ups are gonna fix it.
Knock out these push-ups,
bro.
bro.
Let me just knock out these push-ups. And it's so funny because I've been out of whack and I started doing push-ups again. Yeah. And I feel better. But like, I mean, staying on the wheel is important. But like sometimes you have to get out of the car to appreciate sometimes you got to get out of the car and be stuck somewhere to really appreciate how nice it is to drive. Yeah. The importance
of movement.
Yeah, I had to get that thought
and momentum.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, say that again for the people in the back,
sometimes
man.
you gotta hop out the car and be stuck somewhere to really appreciate how nice it is to drive. Yeah.
A tire got to go flat. It got to pop. Some shit got to go wrong. The engine light got to come on.
Yeah, I forgot an oil change or some shit.
Yeah, that's the only way you really appreciate how things are operating.
Yeah, truly. Yeah. And like, I mean, you could be stuck in a place that's like super nice and fancy or whatever. You could be stuck in a place that's shitty. But like, if you know that like you're done here and you got to go move and you can't, I guess frustrating.
Yeah.
I guess real frustrating.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I know that when I can't go where it is I want to go, I get like anxious. Like I don't like the feeling of like being like I'm trapped someplace.
Yeah.
And so if you can't just fucking get in the car and drive, like it can be stressful. Yeah. Makes you appreciate what it's like to drive for sure.
Them push-ups on today. Them motherfucking push-ups, bro.
Dude, I busted out, I think,
30
today already so far.
Make sure, push-ups are incredibly underestimated, man.
Yeah.
If anything really not going well for you, knock out some motherfucking push-ups. If you feeling tired, knock out some motherfucking push-ups. If you on the game at night and you trying to get that dub, knock out some motherfucking push-ups. They just really get your blood moving. Just getting fluid around your body, just moving energy. It's pretty much feng shui for the body.
Yeah.
When shit is stagnant, your thoughts are gonna be stagnant. Everything it's gonna be a lot harder for energy to flow correctly through your meat vessel.
Yeah.
So, knock out them motherfucking push-ups, man.
No, seriously though.
You touched on this a little bit. What are your hobbies in your free time, bro?
I think finding new music for sure is one.
Okay.
I'll go out of my way to create weird playlists on Spotify. Because Spotify, I have a love-hate relationship with, but they're really good at giving you stuff that you already listened to.
Yeah.
Like different variations of the same shit.
Yeah.
Whereas, I guess so far, because I haven't been on Apple Music for very long, but so far my experience has been just very, like, I hear a lot of way more interesting, stuff that I just never heard before. Like, even when I was driving up here, I was like, man, Apple Music is on one today. They're just playing some, they're playing some Ross G that I just never heard before. And I mean, I fuck with Ross G.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, finding new music. I mean, biking. I already talked about that. Longboarding. I mean, I game a little bit.
Yeah.
I like to play soccer, tennis. I'm dog shit at basketball, but I'll you know,
just getting some shots up, bro. It's just like push-ups, man. Just getting some shots up, bro.
Yeah, but I'm still dog shit. Yeah. I'm so bad at basketball.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to get better at cooking. I cook for a living, so like I already don't want to cook at home. But like I tried cooking from scratch a couple of days ago, and that shit was hard as fuck.
What'd you try to make?
I made like salmon and some rice. I tried to make salmon risotto, and I picked up the wrong. I was trying to find arborio. They didn't have arborio rice when I went to Target.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so I got jasmine rice.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize that the way that jasmine rice absorbs liquids is very different than how arborio absorbs liquids.
Does arborio absorb more liquid? I haven't cooked with that.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Your risotto is supposed to be more like creamier.
Yeah. My shit ended up a mass, like a congealed block, like a mass.
So on the drier side mass though, or was it just like?
It was just dense. It was really dense. It was like a brick. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it was dry, but it was just really dense.
Got you.
Yeah.
In the sense of like gelatinous moisture dense, or was it just a little bit moist, but it was
it would be like,
I ain't never cooked with that shit, so I don't know.
How would I describe this? Because it wasn't gelatinous. It was like, if you...
Was it sticky?
Yeah, kinda.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
The point is I fucked it up.
Yeah.
The point is I thought this shit would be easy, and I thought everything was going to be fine. It was not easy, and it was not fine. It was edible, and I ate it.
Yeah.
Which was like the thing that I was most concerned about.
Yeah. Cause I ain't gonna waste no food.
No,
bro.
right? Because like that's
I gotta really fuck something up for me to not like still eat it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna waste no food.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
I ain't gonna waste some food.
Yeah.
I don't like wasting food.
Yeah. But like that shit was edible at best.
Yeah.
Like that is I'm glad I was home by myself, so I'm glad no one else had to see it or smell it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's just hard.
Yeah.
It's just hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cooked every day for I cooked for like a living for the last like 6 years, 7 years. Yeah. Never fucking retained any of that shit, I guess.
Yeah. So speaking of just cooking, before we touch into the next subject, Primavera, do you find any of your hobbies that directly kind of translate or directly influence and pour right into the music?
I think biking's probably the most influential one.
All right.
I think the same feeling that I get where I've exhausted my thoughts and ideas when it comes to making music is the same kind of exhausted that I feel, just like mental versus physical, when I'm riding my bike. And it's like a good, tired, like, I mean, it's like, honestly, it's kind of like when you fuck for a long time, you know, and like, and you're done, and you just roll over, and you're just like, you know, I like that shit going crazy, you know, fucking tap yourself up. Yeah, it's one of those where it's just a good exhausted. It's just a real good exhausted.
The thing I love about biking, I think the biking is the best. It's the peak. It's the best form of cardio to me. In the wintertime, I go back to the gym. I do the treadmill.
Yeah,
they have the bike there. I run hills in the summertime. I don't do a lot of long distance running outside of the treadmill because I will not run on concrete because I'm trying to preserve my joints. Like, when I see people run on concrete, I'm just like, damn, can't do that. But the reason why I love biking, and particularly outside, not the inside stationary biking, but no matter how hard the workout is, you still get the pleasure and alleviation of the fucking scenery.
Yeah.
I love that. The scenery, the wind blowing, like no matter how hard that motherfucker is and you have a good trail that you biking on, like the scenery is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I will say I'm one of those people that like I cannot buy, I gotta like the trail gotta take me kind of like damn near through the forest, like with it still being like on pavement type shit. I'm not on a mountain bike, but like when I bike and the minute I like start getting towards like traffic and like city, I hate it. It just turns me off. Like I need to be I like the isolation of just going. It feels like a journey, bro. Like that's one thing I love the most about biking. It's just like, and if you casually doing it, and me and my brother went pretty far, but we finally like went past a marker that we usually always just stop at and turn around. We decided that like let's go further.
Yeah.
And bro, that shit is like exploring. You know when you go to the edge of a map in the video game?
Yeah.
And we went further. And it was like, whoa, like it feels like you're literally traveling as well in a new part of your brain.
Yeah.
And it's like it's synonymous, and it's just like it just feels like I'm unlocked. It's like, oh wow, like because it's not on an everyday that most people experience something new in life. True. That is a treasure in life, experiencing something new on your taste buds, your palate.
Novelty.
Sonic, novelty, music, like people, it's underappreciated. People, you realize you go a long time. Most people go a really long time without experiencing something fucking new.
Yeah. Or at least being able to like acknowledge. Yeah. Because I'm sure I'm sure we see, some new stuff. We just don't. We're too wrapped up in our own shit to even really realize it. But there is something about, when you're exercising, I mean, you have heightened awareness, heightened senses, all that stuff, body's, blood's coursing. Like, I'm sure it primes your body to be ready to receive new information. But when you're biking, you're like, you're not on your phone, you're not sitting down somewhere, like you're moving. Yeah. And like what I noticed, I guess, when I was biking is kind of similar to like what you were saying with the map thing. Yeah. But just like, I would see different areas of town start to be linked together by the paths. And so I'd be like, oh, damn, this bike path takes me here. The first bike path that I rode on after I got my bike, because I've had my bike for less than a month. But like the first bike path that I went on, it took me, I rode from, I think I ended up riding like 9 miles. It was a good ride. Good ride. But it took me all the way downtown. From like the south side of town.
It trips you out.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Because sometimes you kind of don't know where you're going, and then you pop up on some place like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't know this shit to connect over here.
Yeah. And you see different like neighborhoods, different parks, and just all kinds of cool shit.
It's so much different than driving in a car. Like even when you might hit the main street, it's just I don't know. It's just like you on the ground with it. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just different.
I mean, I don't know. If I could bike everywhere, I would. Honestly, I don't like driving.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah.
If the bike had the same amount of carrying capacity as a vehicle, without obviously,
and if I could bike like 60 miles an hour,
type shit. Exactly. Right. I be seeing people sometimes on the trail with the motorized bike and shit. I'm just like,
that's just cheating.
Yeah, definitely. I respect it when I understand that they're using it as their vehicle, so to say, to get them from point A to point B. Yeah. But anything other than that is like, why?
I understand not only that, but also like old people who can't really like crank it out like that anymore. They still want to kind of get out. Still. Yeah. They just want to. I respect that. That's fine. Yeah. But a lot. I mean, and obviously I don't know everyone's story. But and honestly, I'm quick to judge when I see people on those bikes for sure. But I see them on the electric bikes, I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, bro.
It's that damn shit.
If your legs are working and you are able, man, put the motherfucking legs.
Yeah,
bro.
Seriously.
Get that workout in, man.
Yeah. I mean, like maybe there'll come a point where I get an electric bike and I'm like, man, I've been hating on this shit for so long. Right. Because I had an electric longboard once. And that shit was so cool.
Do you have a remote controller?
Okay. Right. You put that fucking in shit in your pockets. It looks like you just like.
Oh, got you. Yeah. Okay.
And then I got hit by a car and that shit got destroyed.
Damn. Yeah. Did you get hit or just the longboard? Did you hop off in time? It's the only thing I don't like about them longboards, bro. You can't brake like how you want to on a bike. Like,
if you're good, if you
We good.
Okay. I was gonna
we
say,
good.
yeah. If you, I mean, if you don't suck, it's a skill issue.
Got
I'll
you.
be dead ass.
Got you.
Cause I mean, for me, breaking is as simple as just like balancing on one foot while
And then
dragging my foot on the
got
back.
you. Got
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
But yeah, with that one, I remember I was riding in the street, cause I was headed to a friend's place,
Yeah.
and I got a text from my ex, and I accidentally rode into oncoming traffic because I was not expecting them to send me that text.
Yeah. Got you.
And so
got you.
that was, and my friend had to pick me up and then like nurse me back to health.
Damn.
Yeah, it was yeah.
Bet.
Yeah, don't text and ride. Don't text
Gotcha.
and ride. Or don't text your ex and ride.
All right. Let's get into let's talk about the album, Primavera. So to talk a little bit about how some of my hobbies or things that I do directly translate over into my passion for music and how I create music is the album Primavera, man. Primavera derived from putting it together, was just heavily food inspired, but not so much the food, but just like what food brings. Like food brings togetherness, joy, pleasure, happiness, life, flavor to your palate, colors, smells, all that shit, man. So it's a very 5-dimensional, if you will, experience. And that's what we tried to create with the album.
Yeah.
So can you tell the viewers what it was like with me bringing this idea and concept kind of to you, and how you transformed and actually elevated the experience for the listeners? Because when I came to you, I wanted to, I told you, I was like, look, I want to start providing a different experience for my listeners that was beyond just listening to an album. I wanted to submerge them into the experience and create something that was beyond 2-dimensional. I wanted to take them on a ride. I wanted to take them on an experience, and I wanted to decorate their palette with multiple different experiences, flavors, and notes and nuances.
I mean, when you first came to me with
scoot a little bit closer.
Oh, for sure. Hear me?
No, just so you're in frame.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think when you first came to me with this idea, I mean, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, first and foremost. And it ended up being, of course, a very beautiful thing. I was I didn't realize how prepared I was. For the occasion, for sure. Because I mean, with it being, food centric, and me working in a kitchen, there were certain, embellishments and like flourishes that just clicked and just made sense. It wasn't something that I had to think about. It was just like, why wouldn't this be in here? And then, I mean, when it comes to people's work that isn't mine, I won't skimp necessarily. I don't know why that is, but I mean, usually when someone else is involved, I have to bring my A game. And it was never something that I wasn't necessarily worried that it wasn't going to sound good, but I wasn't sure how all the pieces were going to come together. And I didn't realize how many more things were going to be added. I mean, outside of just the initial idea. Like it really, there were just so many, and some of them I prompted, some of them you prompted, but like, I mean, just the back and forth between us, I feel like was just really refreshing. And I mean, it's one of those things where it's a new standard, honestly, as far as just like what I'm wanting out of like collaboration, honestly. Because I mean, I remember us talking about just like Oh, what was it? It was we were just something related to fame or something like that, or just like what if we made it big or something like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
It boiled with the point that we boiled down to was just like you are definitely you have star material.
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
like if there were to be of all the people that I work with, there's anyone who's gonna be a star and
Yeah.
like be like famous
Yeah.
is you.
Yeah.
Like for sure out of all
Yeah.
people that I know.
Appreciate it.
And I mean, I think Flannel could do like a quiet fame.
Yes,
You know, where
yes,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
Hey,
say yeah.
The name holds a lot of weight. Like,
Yeah.
and not necessarily in the underground, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, it is not even a place from. This is not my ego speaking, but after obviously watching a lot of artists and being in this world, you have certain artists that are like, or certain artists that are just highly goated at like just one thing that they do, and then you'll
Yeah.
have those artists that is kind of like the package deal.
Yeah.
Like they have the look, they have the sound, they have the
Yeah.
story that like
Yeah.
is contagious. That everybody is just a kind of. I wouldn't like to even use the term like a likable person, but in that realm of like
Yeah.
they kind of have it all. Like
Yeah.
and that was something that I didn't necessarily like sought out to be that person.
Yeah.
Because I don't even want to be famous. I love the Larry Junes in the space. I love the currencies in the space where they become a household name. But I just want to be secure. I want to secure freedom.
Yeah.
And I want to just be able to do what I love and move how I want to move on a daily basis. Like
Yeah.
if today is just I'm not feeling it, I can be at home for
Yeah.
a couple days and just be with the family or play the game
Yeah.
or something like that. And I
Yeah.
have, the business is running and I can do that.
Yeah.
And I can afford to do that.
Yeah.
And when it comes to traveling with the family and
Yeah.
we can go to a couple spots out the year, like I want to be able to do that. But I'm honestly good on the touring 8 months out of the year, coming
Yeah.
back home for 3 months and then going on a European tour. Like
Yeah.
I'm good on that. Like I want to be able to go to a couple, if I get to the point where I know I can at least go more than 75-80% of states in the nation and kind of tour outside of the US and be in venues where I'm selling out, I don't know, even if it was like 2,000 to 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. Like
Yeah.
that's cool. And this is not me cutting myself short or undermining myself or anything of that nature, because if opportunities knock at the door, I will take them if it makes sense for my peace, my family, and just my mental. Like
Yeah.
I don't care. I really do not want a Drake level stardom where I can't move freely and
Yeah.
gotta have security almost everywhere I go
Yeah.
and things of that nature. I'm good on that. I
Yeah.
really just want to be able to be financially free, have just peace of mind, and just be able to move around and live like me,
Yeah.
like a human.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of know what you was talking about. You was
Yeah.
talking about being presidential level or being like a key member in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
what
I
you
always
were
felt
saying.
like I was like a cabinet member. Because
Yeah.
like, I mean, I don't know what I'd do with fame,
Yeah.
honestly. Because like, I
Yeah.
don't have a family, I don't have
Right.
kids, any of
Right.
that shit. Like if I really wanted to go on a European tour, I guess I could.
Right.
But like, I don't know what I'd do it for.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know what I do. But like when it comes to if someone brings me an idea, I have 10 ideas on what
Right.
we could do already.
Right.
Like if someone brings me like a rough draft, I mean, we're gonna have a final copy by the
Yeah.
end of the week.
Yeah.
Like and when other people come and they bring their ideas, making that a reality is so much easier than doing my own, because I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck it is I'm even like dreaming about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's something I'm still trying to figure out,
Yeah.
honestly. Is like what is it that I want to do? What is it that I
Yeah.
want to make? Because when people are like, "Hey, I want to do this," I'm just like, "That sounds sick. Let's
Right.
go do that right now."
for
Yeah.
sure.
And especially with music stuff, because I've done this for a while, and
Yeah.
I mean, I trust my opinions.
Yeah.
I'm okay with being wrong, but like,
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think I'm wrong
Yeah.
often. When it
Yeah.
comes to music stuff.
Right.
Life's different.
Right.
Life's
Right.
very different.
Right.
But like when it comes to like music stuff, I don't think actually maybe not even right or wrong, but just like I don't think I make shit sound worse.
Right.
I
Nah.
really don't think any of my suggestions make anything sound worse.
Nah.
Yeah. I think I truly when I'm in a creative collaborative space and like both people are talking openly and feel
Yeah.
comfortable expressing their ideas,
Right.
I think shit only just gets better.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
When I'm working. Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to share on. So for those that don't know, obviously I'm a recording artist. I'm a rapper, but 99.8% of God damn. Oh, I didn't see you guys there. This commercial is brought to you by Honest and Sweet, one of the most authentic at-home bakeries there is out there. They hyper-focus on your health through clean ingredients. In fact, these treats are organic, plant-based, gluten-free, dairy-free, paleo, vegan, and most importantly, refined sugar-free, so you can treat yourself without guilt and a sugar crash. As a plant-based eater like myself, I can finally indulge in pastries and treats that will not cost me my health, and you all deserve that luxury as well. So go visit honestandsweet.com and place your order today. Oh, one last thing. If you use the discount code CCConvo10, you get 10% off. That one's on me. Big plant-based. Now let's get back to the episode. My catalog has all been engineered by me. So when it came down to choosing ANWAR as somebody to engineer for me was a very tough decision, because as somebody that does almost everything for himself, I'm very meticulous. I've done my stuff for so long, and I know exactly how I want it to sound. It was a little tough for me to give my idea, my creation, my child to somebody else and trust that they would be able to raise this child with all the qualities that I would like for this child to be, speaking metaphorically about this album. And the qualities that, for any engineers out there, speaking from the artist side, the qualities that I looked at ANWAR and how I automatically knew that he was going to be the guy for the position was when we first met. We was working on my album Malware, and he came with Flannel, and I just knew off bat he had an approach that I didn't have. So I knew he was going to automatically add value to what I was doing, because me being a very self-aware person, I acknowledge where I'm weak at. I know exactly what I'm not bringing to the table. So for those out there, understand what can you bring to the table, and then pull up that motherfucking chair. And again, I knew ANWAR was going to have a perfect position and perfect seat at this table. He had a very analytical approach, and it was like down to a science. Like in the most respect due, it was a very nerdy, just like, and that instantly caught my attention. Like that just instantly, like, just pitch this up.
I don't fucking sound like that.
I'm just saying in the sense of like how a nerd would come and he would like break some shit down, and I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker know what he talking about. And I was like, yeah, we gonna fuck with each other.
People are gonna think I'm actually
No.
you change the ratio on this compressor.
Right.
I don't sound like that.
Nah, not at all. And another thing I liked is when we're working on the project, I like people around me that are malleable, not in the sense of that I can walk on them, but at the same time they're assertive. So malleable in the sense of I can give them idea, though they are the engineer and they're rightfully so they're the professional on that end. Even if I have some input or want something changed, he's gonna give me the room to do that, even if it possibly might not be the best thing or the best approach to tweaking something. But then he'll be assertive in the sense of, yeah, I like that. Let's try that. But let me tell you why this might not be the best approach. And he will break that down for me. And then once he gives me that, I have the room to decide if I still want to further do something, or now I have more knowledge on why I actually shouldn't do this, because I just didn't know. I didn't know the terms because I was self-taught as an engineer. And once I got to a point of just learning how to make myself sound good, I stopped learning. And that was okay for me, because some things in my life, I understand that, like, I do not want to put the amount of energy in learning to, like, add some more shit to my plate. So once I kind of learned how I was going to do some shit, I was just like, all right, that's it. I don't care about EQing past this. I just generally knew kind of what I needed to do, and that was fucking it. So, so that's how I chose to work with ANWAR for the project Primavera, and it was nothing short than it was a phenomenal experience, to say the least. And
a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. He brought so much to the table from an engineering standpoint. The skits that you hear, that's ANWAR. ANWAR is being an engineer. Understand your role. Again, being in the cabinet, if you will. Being the president is one thing, and a lot of people look at the president as like, oh, you know, they get all the shine and everything, but like the president not gonna be the motherfucking president without his cabinet. ANWAR holds a heavy seat, a heavy chair in the cabinet, and I look forward to keeping him around and working on a lot of other projects in the near future. So,
and the thing is I don't like working with a lot of people. I don't really like a lot of people. I don't like a lot of shit. There's an Earl Sweatshirt album I don't like shit. I don't go outside. That's kind of what I do, except for when I'm going to go ride my bike. And so when it came to Hakim, because I met you through Flannel, but like I knew when I listened to Flannel, I like crazy people. The point is I like crazy people. I like people that, I mean, they set a fire inside me. You know, like they're self-driven. Even if they don't necessarily know where they're going, they're not afraid to embark. They're not afraid to set out. You know, and they're not afraid to put a stake in something, or you know, just try some new shit. But like, I think it was listening to Algorithm. Because I caught the tail end of the production for that, or like the final steps for that.
Malware.
For Malware.
Algorithm is out. We'll see if y'all get that this year.
Sorry for Malware. And I remember listening to it, and I was like, the creative direction is so cool, but it could be so much more if I got my hands on it.
And me speaking now, I really do wish I caught ANWAR earlier enough to create Malware. Oh man, if Primavera was nice and a refreshing listen for a lot of you guys, Malware would have been so much more cinematic. Oh man.
Oh my god. Man. And that was the thing too. It was like, truly, it was something where I was like, I need my hands on this. I don't, and no one else. Like, I don't.
And I remember him saying that once when I was finishing up the album in the listening session. He was just like, God,
I was scratching my chest. Like,
he was like, God, I wish I was. And I wish that too, man. So,
but I mean, we got the time in now. We got the time in now.
So yeah. Enough about the album. Y'all go stream that. Primavera is out everywhere on all streaming platforms. Just look up Hakim, all capital letters, and follow that up with Primavera. And go check that out. But yeah, let's tie back into a couple questions. Then we wrap up this episode. So any immediate goals in the next year or two for your career?
Immediate goals. I think the most active goal that I'm working on right now is quitting vaping. This is no nicotine. It's just
There we go.
I got through this is, I think it's like day 3 of no nicotine. And I've got through the headaches and all that shit. And and that's always been like the biggest thing. It's like the first like 48 hours I'm just like headache city.
Got you.
And so I mean, I'm cooling on this now. And then I mean, I think I have so many just one-off small projects that I feel like if I were to just make like a pack of just a bunch of shit that I've made, just take like maybe 10 or 15 of just the coolest things that I made, just put them all together in a thing, and just send it. Like that would be something. For sure. I do want to make a themed album at some point. I don't know what it would be, but I do, and I don't know how collaborative I would make it, because I haven't put too much thought into like I guess letting other people put their hands on it. But I would like to make an album of my own at some point. So I mean, I got but immediate goals. Immediate goals is quitting vaping, and I mean drinking more water. Yeah. Honestly, my immediate goals are all physical health. Physical health? Yeah, all physical health. Yeah. I think the long-term goals are, where I start looking, going back to school and just, and finishing my degree. Because I've got like a year left or a year and a half and some shit. Yeah. And then, psych and computer science. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And then, I mean, look at what other audio engineering stuff that I can do, you know, as far as like maybe finding like other artists to like, record, bring back to the studio and like have them record there. And we definitely still gonna we gonna grow that. I haven't forgot about that. Bro. Trust me, we gonna really get that. Yeah. And like even like looking at like some of the outboard gear that you have, like finding a way to like get it organized, getting the wires routed and all that stuff. Just getting it. Because I mean, I have this. I don't know if you've been in the studio recently, but I got a little USB hub thing. I see that. What is that? Yeah. So all you need to do is take the one cable and plug it in, and you're connected to the interface. You're connected to the TV. You're connected to. Okay. I mean, it connects everything. All right. Yeah. And you have like a charger. There's an Ethernet port on there. Okay. Yeah. Like it's like a 10-in-1 type thing. Yeah. So all you do is plug in the one cable. As long as you got USB-C type shit on your thing, then you're fully connected. It's sick. But just I mean, expanding the studio, because I mean, I already love the space. But I mean, I just know that there's so much more shit that you can do with it for sure. And then I mean, I don't know. I want to start making shit for myself again. I've spent a lot of time working with other people, and I've learned so much. I've had a blast. But I haven't really made something for myself in a long time. And like I've been making a lot of like just like boom bap, hippity hop type beats or whatever. Like I miss the EDM shit. I miss making that shit. That shit was that's what I started with. The shit that you showed me. That shit is man. And I do plan to hop on some of them productions, so look out for that. Yeah. I want to make some beats for you too. There's I mean, I'm not done. Like, there's just, I mean, God, I want to get auto-tune and learn how to use that. I've been listening to some old, like, Bon Iver stuff, and he uses a MIDI controller to make chords that he sings, or he sings and then he makes chords so that his voice sounds like the chords, which I think is really cool. I mean, I just want to experiment. And just make more stuff. Yeah.
But where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
Not here in Nebraska. Here, I mean, hopefully I'm still, doing stuff with you, whether I'm in Nebraska or not. But I mean, hopefully not in Nebraska. Hopefully I have my degree. I'll have my degree by then. I'll not be vaping anymore. I'll be doing push-ups. I'll be doing my push-ups. I'll be cooking. I'll probably be in like a career that's not like kitchen work anymore. I'm not sure what it'll be, but it won't be food service. I don't know. I'll be doing those though, for sure. Yeah.
Getting into our last segment, fulfillment and life reflections. What does fulfillment look like for you? And how do you balance your personal life to maintain fulfillment?
That's tough, honestly. I mean, first instinct is to be like, I don't really know what fulfillment means. Sometimes it feels like it's really fleeting. But I mean, I also have mental health issues, so I'm not sure how much of that is just me not living in the way that like I think I should be versus just like me being down on myself because chemicals aren't chemicaling or whatever. I think it starts with being kind to yourself. I think it and being kind to others. Treating people the way you want to be treated. I think it's being honest when it's hard, and being strong when you're scared. I think it's I mean, honestly, just those. I think that kind of like, I mean, it's broad, but I feel like it really covers like
most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, being strong when you're scared, being kind to yourself and kind to others. And what was the third thing that I said? I can't remember. But no, I think those are the times where I really feel like the most fulfilled.
Gotcha.
It's like when I'm doing some shit where I'm like, either I don't want to do it or I don't think I can do it, and I do it anyways. Even if it blows up in my face, like just the fact that I was able to, do it, I think is some of the most like fulfilling stuff that I've done so far. And maybe just like maybe also just believing in myself. I think when I'm able to. I mean, I guess that also feels like strong when I'm being strong when I'm scared, because like there'll be times where I'm scared that I'm gonna like fuck some shit up, and I'll still do the thing anyways, in spite of it.
You find a different version of yourself on the other side of fear. And when you actually conquer it and do it, it's like, oh, okay, that wasn't that bad, or
no, I'm not dead.
It just something kind of unlocks in your mind and your brain and your psyche when you conquer fear.
No, and like the thing that I keep telling myself whenever shit gets crazy is like, there are so many things I thought that were gonna kill me.
Yep.
And I'm still here. I'm still here.
Still. Touch on entrepreneurship. Is audio engineering something that you can see yourself, or something that you want if you could have it your way? Like,
yes.
Okay.
It is. I think one of those instances where I need to be strong, even though I am scared, for sure. And I don't think I've reached. I don't think I've climbed that hill yet. I think I'm still working on it. It's been a long journey. Like, I never thought I'd make it here. As far as just like like being able to like work in someone's studio and like make an album and do the mixing and do the mastering, working one-on-one and sending stuff back and forth and like I remember even one of the first things. I mean, it's such a vivid feeling. I remember one of the first time that you told me that I sent something back to you and you're like, this shit's off. Like, I can't hear, I can't see the vision. That shit sticks with me to this day, truly. Because like it pissed me off because I mean I thought that shit was fire. I thought that shit was crazy. But like obviously it's not, and that it was also not necessarily humbling, but just like one of those like take a step back and realize that this isn't yours. Like it's you did it, but this is not yours. Like this is not yours. And I think that was one of those like core cementing memories. For sure. I think that's what's helped working with you be so smooth, because once I understood that, I could start bringing like all the things that I know and just be fine with some things working and some things not. Because like that just is what it is. You have a vision and I'm working to help have that be fulfilled.
Right.
I forgot that.
There's different approaches to that, because me being the way I am, also being an artist and also working on things for other people, I guess my approach is that though it is mine, I came to you for a reason. So the shit gotta have an ANWAR touch on it. And that's why I said the assertiveness that I like that you have is that you make sure that you're heard as well. I don't because otherwise I'll do this shit myself. So it's like I give you that space of respect that like, and I'm understanding and acknowledging like this shit has to sound like ANWAR as well. Like, so I mean, I'm still finding my sound too. Like this is like, I mean, this is the first project I feel like where someone like took a chance on me. And we saw it to the end. No, I'm the same way, bro. Like if somebody if I'm doing work for somebody and they don't like it, like I get my feelings hurt, bro.
Yeah.
I get my feelings hurt because I'm like, bro, you came to me. Like, I understand you want this to be exactly like how you envisioned it, but also, like, you wouldn't go to somebody, a tattoo artist that you know for a fact excels and like is a pro and like they dedicated their whole life to traditional work.
Yeah.
And then you come to them for something way outside of that spectrum.
Yeah.
And like you strip them away from everything that they do. Like, you don't go to an Italian chef and have this motherfucking chef cook this shit up Asian style. Like, you go to them because they're niche, like they're fine-tuned niche. So yeah, no, you have every reason to, you know, get your feelings hurt. You an artist, I'm an artist. Like, we both artists here, so like, we gotta find that happy medium in order to make both kind of visions come alive. And it's a matrimony.
Yeah, I think the thing for me was just like I just remember thinking like, I don't suck. I'm gonna fucking figure this shit out. Like, I don't suck. Like, I'm gonna send some shit that's gonna fucking knock his socks off. And I sent you the next thing, you were just like, oh, this shit's fire. I was like,
you done seen them times where like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. So there's times in Anwar in the studio and he doing some shit, trying out something new, and I'm just like, I'm giving him that space. Because I know if sometimes I stop an idea too short, I'll never see what is the outcome of something. But you also get in the space of like, you can get off track quick like a motherfucker, like in the studio. Like if you go down one of three paths and you can really, and it might take a couple unravel, like it might take several steps to get back to baseline. So it's a very slippery slope. Very fucking slippery slope.
And I've started to know when I'm getting off track versus when an idea is like something that's worth pursuing. I'll hear it in your voice. And like your enthusiasm, because you can't hide your enthusiasm.
I can't, man.
You can't hide your enthusiasm.
I can't.
And
I'm either really excited about something, like I'm just a fire burning like person. So it's like if the
I love my fire sign, bro. I love my fire. Shout out Sag, shout out Aries.
I didn't even know I was a fire sign for the longest.
Bro.
But yeah, Sagittarius is what's up. A lot of Sagittarius don't really get too much. Like, I don't ever hear a lot about Sagittarius. Like, period. Like I hear a lot about a lot of the other signs, but like for me, and this is not just because I'm a Sagittarius, but whenever I'm watching podcasts or just talking about people, like Sagittarius is not really one of them signs that get talked about too much.
I mean, they'll shit on. I mean, because like they'll shit on just like dudes in general when it comes to astrology. Like,
hear a lot about the Geminis. And,
people hate Gemini, man. People hate Aquarius, man. People hate Pisces, man. People hate Sagittarius, man. People hate Virgo, man. People hate. I mean, if you're a man and you have a sign, they just hate you. And I mean, like, there's like tropes and there's stereotypes and there's whatever. But like, there's just, I mean, I think that, I mean, I've heard some negative things about Sagittarius, man, but I've heard far more about Aquarius, man. And being an Aquarius, some of them are true, for sure.
Got you. Say less. Anwar, any advice for aspiring engineers and producers? What advice can you give someone looking to enter the field of audio engineering? And are there any resources or practices you recommend for aspiring producers?
If you can relate to this, I mean, let me know. But like the thing that was always hardest for me, and I mean to this day with most things in life, is just how do I take this idea and turn it into reality as quickly as possible before I forget. Because I'm a spacey ass person. So when I started working in Ableton, I learned keystrokes as quickly as I could, so that I could move through the DAW, as fluidly as I possibly can. And I mean, so get comfortable with your tools, and make sure you're having as much fun as you can. It doesn't matter if it's weird. It doesn't matter if it sounds dumb, because I mean, truly, like, I mean, cut that shit out of your thought process. Like, it might sound different. It might not sound the way that you want, but like, it sounding dumb is short-sighted. Because I mean, unless you see it all the way to the very end, who knows what it could have been? You know what I mean? Know when to take a break and know when you need to keep going, which you'll only learn through time and practice and, you know, patience and stuff like that.
Right.
And so I mean, be gentle with yourself too. Like, there's going to be days where you don't want to do it. And sometimes you got to give yourself time to just not do it. But like, you have to know when. It's like the difference between like sometimes I'll need to like, isolate and recharge. I'm an introvert, so like I don't like to be around. I don't recharge by being around people.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to recharge, and sometimes you're just rotting.
Right.
Yeah. So you got to know the difference between the two. So yeah, know when to stop, know when to keep going. Know your tools and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
There are so many things. So many things I would have told myself. So many things. You're gonna be fine. We're gonna be okay. Yeah. Honestly, you're gonna be fine.
It's very comforting.
Yeah.
Very comforting.
That's what I needed to hear when I was a kid.
Sometimes that's all you need to hear.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you need to hear.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all you.
Straight,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
And sometimes the only person that you can hear from is yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. If I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that you are gonna be fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Say less. Well, Anwar, I do have a gift for you. Yeah. You being the second guest on my podcast, every guest gets a special token as my appreciation. So that right there is clothing. Clothing sponsored by Corn Coast. That is your very own Corn Coast Conversations tee.
That's crazy.
And every t-shirt is a one of one. You are episode number 4. Anwar, I spelled the last name correct.
Yeah,
right, cool.
Yeah.
AQ4U.
Yes, sir.
You are my second guest on this legendary podcast. I appreciate you coming on and having a genuine conversation, a face-to-face conversation with yours truly.
Absolutely.
I appreciate all the work that you have done for me, for my career, and for my life. Primavera is a phenomenal project, and it has opened up a lot of my listeners and kind of made them realize the caliber at which, we do this shit. And it's been dope to see. My listeners are growing with me. I can see them becoming more educated through the music and the bars, the lyricism, and the jewels that we're giving them are resonating. And I appreciate you bringing and raising my child into life. I appreciate you materializing a vision that I had into this dimension, into physical form, if you will. So I appreciate you. And then also something to go along with your day. Cookies by Honest and Sweet, man. That's the double chocolate chip. Definitely enjoy that, man.
This is like the no sugar shit, or like
no refined sugar, all that paleo, gluten free, all natural, bro. So yeah, that one's yours, bro.
Tight
so
shit.
I appreciate you being in on the episode. Anwar, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on SoundCloud at AQ for you. You can find me on Instagram. AQ4U.wave or ASR.wave. You can find me on Twitter, SHAIHIX, Shahey X.
We'll provide all those links below for you all to quickly follow Anwar.
Yeah, and you can find me in your dreams if you close your eyes tonight. That's where you can find me.
Again, this is my guy Anwar. He legendary being, a great human. Aside from everything else, this was episode 4 on Corn Coast Conversations. We appreciate you all sitting through and watching two Black men in America having a face-to-face conversation
we could talk about that
about
for
the
hours.
things that we are passionate about and things that we are making happen for ourselves, and we're sticking to it, and we are being the light that we need for ourselves and in our lives. And we're collaborating together and doing this shit together and making it happen together.
And we're having fun.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
And making an impact.
Amen.
Cool.
One more time. Yes, sir.
Bro.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's it.
All right.
Peace.
Adios.
Man, bro.
That's so cool. That was so fun.
Yeah, bro.
That was so much fun.
Damn, bro. I feel this shit for today was dope.
Yeah.
Cool. That wraps up today's episode. Today's episode was number 4 with Anwar. If you guys got anything educational, if you guys enjoyed it, if you guys learned, if it was something that you enjoyed watching, and even if it was something you didn't enjoy watching, please leave that feedback. Give me a like, comment, subscribe, share this video, drop some feedback below. And yeah, that'll allow me to help grow this platform. That'll help me better this platform in order to provide you guys with more fruitful conversations for you all to watch, listen, and to enjoy. Today's diamond of the day: suffer the pain of discipline or suffer the pain of regret. I pray you all do not leave this life and the last thing you taste on your tongue is the bitter taste of regret. There is nothing worse than regret. Suffer the pain of discipline. It is hard now, but things will be much sweeter once you are reaping the benefits and the fruits of your labor of being disciplined. Stick to your guns. Stick to the things that are going to make you a better human, a better person for yourself and for the people around you. Do not go out with the taste of regret on your tongue. This was episode number 4. It was an honor to have you guys here today. I am Hakeem. This is Corn Coast Conversations, and I will see you all on the next episode. Peace.